need to clean this mess up in here, so I figured, why not clean it up and rant at the same time? And I'm not going to be ranting about craft-related issues or any of that. This is just a general rant, okay? So I had somebody on my Facebook page, not like a group Facebook page, my regular Facebook page, and they were posting on their page about their cat. And their cat is a free roam cat, so which means they allow their cat to roam wherever the cat pleases to roam, which I feel like is an issue. And a lot of people won't agree with me on that, because people have in their head that, you know, a cat is a wild animal. It should be outside. It should be able to roam outside freely. You don't see people doing that with their dogs, do you? You don't see just random dogs wandering around unless they're lost, right? At least I don't. And every time somebody finds a dog, they're like, has anybody lost this dog? And then they're most likely going to find a shelter for the dog, and they're going to rehome the dog if nobody, you know, owns up to owning the dog, okay? So she has this free roam cat that is apparently pretty old, which means she's spent a lot of time with the cat. She's very attached to the cat. I can understand that. And then she's been ranting over and over about her neighbor basically trying to take custody of the cat because her neighbor started putting a bed and food out for the cat on the porch. And then the neighbor started liking the cat, and the neighbor even asked if she could take custody of the cat. And I'm just thinking, this stuff wouldn't happen if your cat wasn't roaming around freely. Okay. Point one. Number two is, you know, you see all those people posting online like, oh, look, my cat brought me a present, and it's a dead animal. Cats kill for sport. They don't usually kill for necessity of eating. They do sometimes, but most of the time, it's for sport. And that is why people have a big issue with people leaving their cats roam freely. Because what happens if all of a sudden everybody decides, my cat's a free roam cat, okay? There are a lot of people who own cats. So then we would have a ton of cats roaming around, killing snakes, killing chipmunks, killing mice, which you may argue, oh, they're rodents. They deserve to die. But they only deserve to die when they enter your home. Because then they are no longer wild animals. They are pests at that point when they enter your home. I would hate to see little dead chipmunks outside my house that I enjoy watching every day, that I enjoy feeding every day. And my cat enjoys watching them too. It's entertainment for her. She sits in the window, she watches the chipmunks. The chipmunks taunt her a bit. I actually just took a video of it. Maybe I'll add it to this when I post this, because I am going to post this. I'm not worried about people hating me for an opinion. But I feel like people need to wake up to the things they are doing. Because if we all just went and released our cats today, then we would all of a sudden have an extinction thing on our hands with snakes and mice and chipmunks and squirrels and rabbits. Those are all things cats kill. And those things are needed for other creatures to survive. Hawks eat all the same things. And they're not out there killing for sport. They're out there killing just to feed themselves and feed their children. And that's it. You don't see hawks just raining dead bodies across your yard. So you allowing your cat to free roam is you being irresponsible. Okay? Because then you don't know where your cat is, for one. And then if your cat goes missing and you start crying, I can't find my cat, I don't know where he's been, all this and that and this. Well, why didn't you have your cat microchipped under the skin so that way you could track him and not just have a tracking device on his collar? If you knew he was a free roam cat and anybody could just take that collar off, or say the cat gets in a fight with a wild animal and the collar is ripped off of it, and then you can't find the cat, you're never going to know if the cat got hit by a car, because most people just hit cats. If somebody hits an animal with a car, most of the time they're not going to stop unless they know for sure it was someone's pet. Like if they saw a dog and hit it, they would stop the car. If you go and hit a deer, the only way you're going to stop the car is if your car is too damaged. And then you're probably going to notify wildlife services to come pick up the dead body out of the road so nobody else hits the dead carcass. Now, I've seen people stop after hitting a cat because some cats have colorations that are abnormal, and you know it's going to be a cat. You hit a cat that's orange, you know there's no other animals out there that are orange, right? So you know for sure that's a cat. But if you got a cat that is a brown tabby, it looks just like a raccoon. You're not going to stop and check if that was a cat. And then how are you going to know your cat's dead? Unless, for some reason somebody posted on Facebook, hey, I hit this cat. Sorry if it was yours. You think they're really going to do that? I just feel like people need to take responsibility for their animals. Just, if you're going to have a pet, keep it indoors. Unless you have a fenced-in area and you're sure that that pet's not going anywhere. Or if you have an electric fence, that type of thing. But there's a lot of people out there who don't like stray cats on their property because, one, the stray cats will pee around their property. And cat pee stinks really bad. And then you're going to get somebody mad who is evil, and they will put out rat poison. Your cat will end up eating it, and then your cat will end up dead. And you're never going to know who put the poison out. You may never even know your cat's dead. It just won't show up anymore. It's just, if my cat got outside, I would be worried every second it is gone. I wouldn't be able to just sit there and, post things on Facebook saying, oh, my cat's missing, but it's an outdoor cat. And then everybody's going to look at you like, well, then you should have had more protections for that animal. You should have at least had a chip in its skin and not just something that can be taken off or removed. Honestly, I hope the cat was found by someone and adopted. And someone who's going to keep it indoors and make sure it is safe. It just amazes me. The people don't understand this stuff. Or if they're just set in their ways so much that they're going to put just a random animal in danger. I have squirrels that get hit by cars right outside my house. I can't stop people from hitting them. I do see some people who slow down when they see the squirrels, and They are very good people because they have pets. The guy up the street has 2 Boston Terrier, well, 1 Boston Terrier and 1, I think it's a little French or English Bulldog. He walks them all the time. He knows we feed the birds. He knows we feed the squirrels and the chipmunks. He knows we got all kinds of animals coming to our feeders, and sometimes he drives by in his truck. And I've seen him literally come to a stop on the road just because a squirrel was crossing and he didn't want to hit it. He knows his dogs like the squirrels, and they like seeing him on the walks. I mean, I don't know if you can hear right now, my cat's in the background whining because my husband went in the bedroom and closed the door and she wants in there. But yeah, everybody would like to take their cats and their animals outside. Sure, there are harnesses for cats. There are leashes. You can take your cat on a walk just like you take your dog on a walk. If your cat is, how do I say this? If your cat is wanting a walk, they'll walk. If your cat doesn't want to walk and it just wants to lay there like a potato, then I can't help you. You could always get one of those little carriers that hold your cat. I've seen hoodies. They're making hoodies now that you can put your cat inside, and their head sticks out of a hole in the front on the chest. That's adorable. And your cat's safe. Your cat's not going to get out. Your cat can see everything you're seeing, and you can go on a walk with your cat. Isn't that just amazing? I think that's going to be the end of this rant today, but hopefully let me know in the comments what you think. If you have reason to think that cats should be able to be free roam and do whatever they want on everybody else's property, and you don't want to take any responsibility for what happens to them, or if you feel the same way I feel and feel like they should be indoor and safe. Another thing that goes on in other countries, like I think Australia, they straight up hunt cats because they're killing so much wildlife. It's ridiculous. They're literally legally allowed to hunt and shoot cats. Now there are other places like Kuwait where the cats just run freely and cats are worshipped and all that stuff, but that's like an original place where cats were brought up. They were originally free roam from that country. So they allow them to free roam there. But I don't agree with it here. I don't agree with people going out and shooting cats. But if it's become that much of a problem, that might end up that way here. It might just be like Australia. So, I know I haven't been on here for a while. I'm going to try and get one of my Halloween videos edited today and up. Possibly today, because I don't want to wait till Sunday. It's probably going to end up being a 2-part video because it's a lengthy one. But yeah, end of rant.